Welcome to Proline TV here on YouTube. Kevin Rogers with you as we get set for the Daytona 500. It's coming up on Sunday afternoon at Daytona International Speedway, and we will look ahead to this race, let you know some of the drivers to keep an eye on, some of the recent history, and to help you win your bets. So, without any further ado, as we look at the bottom of the screen there, according to DraftKings, those are the recent odds. They'll be running through the screen as we go through the video. Ryan Blaney is the favorite to win Daytona coming up on Sunday. But first, we review the last few years, and we've seen four different drivers win the Daytona 500. Last year was William Byron, and William Byron had his struggles at this speedway. It was his first top 20 finish at Daytona in 7 tries, and he finally won last year. So it's always been a random group of drivers that have won, it seems like, year in and year out. William Byron, one of the bigger names, winning last year. Before that was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back in 2023. Austin Cindric won in 2022. Michael McDowell, he was a big underdog back in 2021 as he ended up capturing the checkered flag. In fact, the last time we've seen a driver win back-to-back at Daytona was Denny Hamlin in 2019 and 2020. So the history not exactly on William Byron's side going into the race coming up on Sunday. Now, taking a look at another angle, that how do drivers that won the NASCAR Cup Series the year before fare in the first race of the season? And Joey Logano is the defending champion from this past season in 2024. Now, looking back the last few years, it's been a bit up and down because Ryan Blaney won in 2023 and then finished 30th in the 2024 Daytona 500. But Joey Logano, who won in 2022, finished second in the 2023 Daytona 500. Before that, it was Kyle Larson, who finished 32nd the year after he won the Cup, and Chase Elliott finished second after winning in 2020. So a bit up and down in some of those respects as far as if you're looking at backing the Cup winner from the year before in the Daytona 500. And last year, William Byron won. Right behind him, it was Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, and Corey LaJoie. And Christopher Bell, last 2 years, has finished in third place in the Daytona 500. Also, Alex Bowman has finished second and fifth. So a couple drivers there to keep an eye on as far as their recent history and how well they have done. Now, as far as the pole setters for the Daytona 500 and what they have done, this year it's Chase Briscoe who took the pole. Now, they really have not fared very well. 2021, Alex Bowman won the pole, finished 35th. Kyle Larson, who we mentioned before about winning the Cup the year before, he also was on the pole in 2022, finished 32nd. Alex Bowman in 2023 finished fifth. So at least that's good news. But Joey Logano last year, he was the pole setter, finished 32nd. So maybe Chase Briscoe wouldn't be the exact driver to look at considering the history of the pole setters, and they have not fared well. We know it's a super speedway. There are accidents. We've seen that in the past, that things just happen, and who knows who could end up winning. But again, when you see some of the favorites going into this race on Sunday, Ryan Blaney at 10-1. And then after that, you have the likes of Kyle Busch at 12-1, Joey Logano at 12-1, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Brad Keselowski all 12-1. And then Kyle Larson, William Byron, each at 14-1, Christopher Bell at 16-1. So a lot of good names there. And you don't have a runaway favorite. We never really see that at Daytona, just the way it's gone through the years. Now, as far as a couple picks to take a look at for the race coming up on Sunday, number one, we're going to look at Chris Buescher as someone who can possibly take the checkered flag. And he is listed at 20-1. He was actually 25-1 on Thursday, now down to 20-1 at DraftKings. And Buescher has always done well at these types of tracks. He finished in the top 5 a couple times so far at Daytona. Also, how about this number with him? That he has the second highest rating at Daytona since 2022 at 90.5. The only driver ahead of him is Joey Logano. So Chris Buescher, someone to definitely keep an eye on that's not in that 10, 12, 14 to 1 range that possibly has a chance to maybe take down the checkered flag coming up on Sunday. Now, as far as another bet to keep a look or to keep an eye on, Christopher Bell, top 10 finish at minus 150, and he has finished third each of the past 2 years at Daytona. So he has a nice recent history, at least. Yes, you can get him in a top five where you get a nice return on that, but at least the top 10, you're laying a little bit, but he has shown a bit of consistency. We haven't seen that many drivers with consistency at Daytona recently, and it's pretty much been Christopher Bell and Alex Bowman. So we're going to take a shot with Bell there at minus 150. Now, as far as head-to-heads go, DraftKings did have on Thursday a handful of head-to-head matchups. On Friday, they were not there. They'll probably be back up for the weekend. And at least one just to keep an eye on, and depending on the price. So we're not going to make this an official play, just something to at least keep a watch out for, is Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, as they are going head-to-head. They would be going head-to-head, at least on Thursday. Blaney was at minus 115. Now, when you look at Ryan Blaney and what he has done the last few years at Daytona 500, it's been a mixed bag. 7 races, he's had 3 accidents. But in the 4 races he finished, 8th, 4th, 2nd, and 7th. So when he finishes races, he will fare very well. Now, when you look at Joey Logano, in the last 5 years, he's had 1 top 10 finish at Daytona. So that one, both of them are favored or high favorites to win the race. We're going to look at that as just an unofficial play, and we'll see if that number ends up getting redone going into the weekend. But as far as a head-to-head matchup, I do like Ryan Blaney against Joey Logano. We appreciate you tuning into this video here on Proline TV, looking at the Daytona 500. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. A lot of great content here when you look at golf and also NHL, basketball. Now the football season is over, and very excited to join Proline TV and to give you some good content week in and week out. We'll also have NHL best bets when the season resumes after the Four Nations tournament in just a few weeks. Again, I am Kevin Rogers. Thanks a lot for watching, and we appreciate you tuning into Proline TV. And as always, best of luck with your bets.